like to observe galaxies as far away as possible.
Red giant stars in the disk of Andromeda.
Star-forming regions. One is in the Milky Way, our galaxy, and two nearby galaxies, the Magellanic Clouds.
The TRAPPIST-1 system, what we can call the rock star of exoplanet.
How stars, galaxies, planets, etc. formed, and that really helps us understand how we fit in.
For years, scientists believed they had a good understanding of how the universe works. The laws of physics, the movement of galaxies, and the life and death of stars all seemed to follow a pattern. There was a sense of order, a structure that could be studied and explained. But when the James Webb Space Telescope pointed its powerful lens into the deepest parts of space, it captured something that broke every rule. Something so unexpected that even the most experienced astronomers were left in silence. What exactly did the telescope see out there? And why are some calling it the most impossible discovery ever made? Keep watching to find out. The James Webb Telescope.
When you really think about someone saying, let's invent a telescope that can see back to the Big Bang,
The James Webb Space Telescope was launched to see farther than any telescope before it. Unlike others, it was designed to look deeper into space and spot things that are too old, too faint, or too far for human eyes. It started sending back images soon after it reached its position, 1 million miles from Earth. At first, the pictures were what scientists expected: stars being born, galaxies forming, and clouds of gas floating in space. But then something strange happened. While looking at a quiet part of the sky, Webb picked up a signal.
James Webb is seeing the distant parts of the universe in a wavelength that has never been seen before in this clarity.
It was not just light, it had a pattern. This wasn't from a star, it wasn't from a planet, and it wasn't a galaxy. It didn't match anything in the space catalog. It came from a point in space that should have been empty. So what exactly did Webb see, and why does it have scientists scratching their heads? For centuries, human curiosity has turned toward the night sky, seeking answers beyond Earth by building telescopes and launching satellites that reach ever farther. Each new tool peels back layers of darkness to reveal more stars, planets, and mysteries, yet there are always shadows beyond reach. Those hidden corners of the cosmos that remain silent and unseen. The James Webb Space Telescope was designed specifically to change this by seeing what had never been seen before. Unlike its predecessor, the Hubble telescope, which mainly observed invisible and ultraviolet light, this telescope was built to detect infrared light, allowing it to capture objects so distant that their light had been stretched, slowed, and dimmed by the vastness of time itself, falling far beyond ordinary vision. Its location was just as crucial as its capabilities. Positioned at Lagrange point 2, a perfect pocket of darkness in space far from Earth's interference, where it can stay cold and undisturbed, ready to collect faint signals from the farthest edges of the universe. When the telescope first focused on a deep patch of sky, it did not simply capture clusters of stars. Instead, it revealed hundreds, even thousands of galaxies, each older and stranger than expected, with spirals twisting into elegant arcs, and others appearing like explosions frozen in time. This was not merely a field of stars, it was a vast cosmic history book written in light. But one faint, distant dot among these ancient galaxies stood out. It was barely noticeable, yet calculations showed that its light had traveled for more than 13 billion years, meaning the telescope was seeing the universe as it was just a few 100 million years after the Big Bang. This dot was not a star, but a galaxy, an unexpectedly mature one with clear structure and starlight, challenging long-held models of galaxy formation. According to accepted theories, the universe should not have allowed such a massive and developed galaxy to exist so early in its history. This discovery broke established timelines and defied scientific expectations. Initially, some experts believed the data contained errors or distortions caused by gravity or instrument issues. But further observations removed all doubt by revealing more galaxies like it, which were old galaxies in a universe that was still young. These findings raised so many questions about how galaxies could form so quickly and what forces shaped these early cosmic structures, forcing scientists to reconsider previous theories that were based on incomplete information. This breakthrough was not just a new chapter in astronomy, it was a fundamental rewrite of the earliest history of the cosmos. And even deeper mysteries still lie hidden in the darkness, waiting to be uncovered. How the James Webb Telescope sees the unseen. Now let's go into the proper mechanics of how the telescope works. As said earlier, the James Webb Space Telescope is not like regular telescopes that look at the stars using just visible light, the kind that human eyes can see. The James Webb Space Telescope is very different from regular telescopes people see on Earth. Instead of just using light, we can see it looks for something called infrared light.
The James Webb Space Telescope is designed as an infrared telescope because infrared is really where the key science questions will be answered.
This kind of light is like heat, and it can travel through dust and gas that block normal light. This special light helps the telescope look through thick clouds of dust and gas that block regular light, revealing parts of the universe that have never been seen before. Because of this ability, James Webb can peer deeper into space and farther back in time than any telescope before it. Infrared light has longer waves than visible light, which allows it to pass through objects that block shorter waves. Think of it like being able to see through fog or smoke. This is why the telescope can find newborn stars forming inside clouds, or detect galaxies that are so far away their light has stretched out over billions of years. The telescope's main mirror is very large, made of 18 hexagon-shaped pieces that fit perfectly together like a honeycomb. These pieces work together to collect light from space and focus it onto special cameras and sensors inside the telescope. Because the mirror is so big, it can gather much more light than older telescopes, which means it can see fainter and farther objects in the sky. Once the telescope collects the light, it sends the data back to Earth, where scientists study it to learn about stars, galaxies, and planets. This data helps answer questions like how stars were born, how galaxies grew, and even if other worlds might have the conditions needed for life. The James Webb Space Telescope is like a time machine and a detective all in one, looking back billions of years and solving mysteries about the universe's earliest moments. The further away an object is, the longer it takes for its light to reach Earth. When James Webb looks at these distant objects, it is actually looking back in time, seeing them as they were long ago. This is like having special glasses that let you see through fog or walls. To catch this faint heat light, the telescope has to be extremely cold. It is placed very far from Earth in a place called Lagrange Point 2, where the sun's heat does not bother it much. To capture this faint infrared light, James Webb uses very sensitive instruments cooled to extremely low temperatures. If the telescope were warm, its own heat would block out the faint light from space. That is why it has a huge sun shield the size of a tennis court, which protects it from the heat of the sun and Earth. This shield keeps the telescope cold, allowing it to see even the faintest glows from the farthest parts of the universe. Let's address the telescope's mirrors, which are another key part of its power. They are much larger than previous space telescopes, like the Hubble. Bigger mirrors can collect more light, making it possible to see dimmer and more distant objects. These mirrors work together perfectly, focusing the light onto instruments that break it down into colors, or spectra. By studying these spectra, scientists can learn about what the objects are made of, how fast they are moving, and even what temperatures they have. Because of these special tools and technologies, James Webb has opened new windows into the universe.
NASA's James Webb Space Telescope has hardly opened its eyes, and the universe is new. More mysterious, more beautiful than humanity's dreams.
It can study the atmospheres of planets around other stars to check if they have signs of water or life. It can see the earliest galaxies that formed after the Big Bang, helping scientists understand how the universe grew and changed. And, as with the impossible encounter, it can spot things no one expected to find.
Well, we've discovered the most distant galaxy in the universe, the one that is the furthest away from us that we currently know about.
James Webb's ability to see the unseen is what made this latest discovery possible. Without its advanced infrared vision, the mysterious object would have stayed hidden forever in the dark. The telescope is proving that there is still so much more to explore and learn, even in the parts of space thought to be well understood. The impossible encounter that changed everything. Far out in the vast darkness of space, where no human has ever traveled, the James Webb Space Telescope made a discovery that shocked scientists all over the world. While studying a small area of the sky filled with distant stars and galaxies, the telescope noticed something strange. The James Webb Telescope was scanning a region called the Deep Field, a part of the universe that looks empty to the naked eye. It was supposed to be a calm area with no real activity, but something changed that. Inside the dark space, the telescope picked up a signal, not just a flash of light or a distant glow. It was a pulsing pattern, the kind that repeats itself every few seconds. It wasn't random, it looked planned, almost like a message. This strange thing did not look like any planet or star that had ever been seen before. It did not behave like a comet or an asteroid either. Instead, it moved and glowed in a way that seemed impossible according to what science currently knows. The object was located incredibly far away, billions of light years from Earth. Because light travels at a fixed speed, the light reaching the telescope showed what this object looked like a very long time ago, near the beginning of the universe. The telescope saw the object glowing softly in a special kind of light called infrared. Infrared light is invisible to human eyes, but James Webb's powerful instruments can detect it. What made this object even more surprising was how slowly and carefully it moved across the sky, as if it had a mind of its own. It did not follow the simple rules of gravity or the usual paths that other objects like stars or planets follow. Normally, gravity pulls light in a smooth curve, like a ball rolling down a gentle slope. But here, the light seemed to dance, bending back and forth in an unexpected pattern. This was something that even the famous scientist Albert Einstein's theories could not fully explain. Such bending of light usually happens near black holes or massive stars, but this object was too small and too distant to be one of those. The telescope's instruments showed that this strange behavior was consistent and repeated. Scientists checked the information again and again to be sure it was not a mistake. The data was perfect. The strange signals from the object kept showing up the same way every time. This meant it was a real discovery. The James Webb Telescope had found something new that no one could explain yet. It was a true mystery, a puzzle in space that seemed to break the known rules of the universe. Telescopes like Hubble had never seen anything like it. And the Webb's sensors are too advanced to mistake space noise for real data. The team filtered out every known source of interference: satellites, cosmic rays, black holes. None of them matched the pattern. So if it wasn't a star or a planet, and it wasn't an error, then what was it? Scientists kept watching. For days, then weeks. The signal would disappear, then come back again. It seemed to follow no clear schedule, but each time it appeared, it looked exactly the same. Something or someone was out there. The discovery raised many important questions. Was this object a new kind of star, or a never-before-seen galaxy? Could it be made from unknown material like dark matter, which is invisible but believed to make up most of the universe? Some scientists even thought it might be a sign of intelligent life far beyond Earth. Although this idea is very hard to prove, the strange behavior of the object made them wonder. This impossible encounter showed how little humans still understand about the universe. For centuries, telescopes looked at the stars and tried to understand what lies beyond. Now, with James Webb, the the universe is revealing new secrets that were hidden until today. This discovery may change what scientists believe about space, time, and how everything began. What made the encounter even more extraordinary was the fact that this object was found in a region of space thought to be empty or quiet. The telescope's sensors recorded light from the object in great detail. It showed patterns that no one had seen before. The James Webb Space Telescope will continue to watch this object closely, trying to learn more about its shape, size, and what it is made of. Each new piece of information brings scientists closer to understanding one of the biggest puzzles in modern astronomy. The impossible encounter deep in space has opened a door to new knowledge, and what lies beyond might be even more incredible than anyone imagined. More research and observations will be needed to solve the mystery. What this discovery means for science. This impossible encounter with the strange object triggered many new questions that challenge everything known about space and physics. Something so small should not be able to create such powerful effects. Yet it did. The light bent in a way that was completely unusual and unexplainable by current science. Also, the strange bursts of energy did not match anything observed before, making them even more mysterious. Scientists began to look closely at the data collected by the James Webb Telescope. Every detail was studied carefully to understand if this could be explained by known science or if it was something completely new. The fact that this object was hidden in a quiet, empty part of space only made the puzzle more difficult. If space were filled with many similar objects, it could mean the universe was far more complex than anyone had guessed. Some researchers suggested that the object might be a new type of star, one that does not follow the rules of normal stars. Others thought it could be a form of dark matter, the invisible substance that makes up much of the universe but has never been seen directly. There was also talk about the possibility of a tiny black hole, one so small that it had never been detected before. The bursts of energy added another layer of mystery. Usually, space bursts happen when stars explode or when particles collide at high speeds. But the bursts from this object were short, strong, and had no clear source. Scientists wondered if these flashes might be signals sent by something or someone, though this idea was controversial and required more proof. This discovery also raised questions about the laws of physics. If the object's strange behavior could not be explained by current theories, it meant that something important was missing in the understanding of the universe. There are unknown forces or particles that change the way light and energy behave, and could lead to a new branch of science that would explain things beyond the current knowledge. Isn't that mind-blowing? The James Webb Space Telescope has done more than just see faraway stars. It had opened a door to new mysteries that could change how humans think about the cosmos.
The first images from the Webb Space Telescope. Let's jump to this shot, and you can see there the heavens twirling around in startling high definition.
The impossible encounter showed everyone that space is full of surprises, and that the journey to understand it is just beginning. It shows that even with all the progress made, there is still so much more to discover. Discovering something unexpected in deep space changes the way scientists think about the universe. This new object, seen by the James Webb Telescope, does not fit into any known category. It forces scientists to question their ideas and search for new explanations. For many years, scientists believed that space was mostly understood through the study of stars, planets, black holes, and galaxies. Each of these has been carefully observed and described. However, this discovery shows that there are still things out there that do not follow these rules. It opens the door to new possibilities that had not been considered before. The data from the James Webb Telescope will lead to new research and new questions. Scientists will try to find out what this object is, how it was formed, and what makes it behave so strangely. This process could lead to changes in physics and astronomy, the sciences that study space, and the laws that govern it. It also reminds everyone that the universe is vast and full of surprises. Even with powerful tools and advanced knowledge, there are still secrets hidden in the dark, faraway places of space. These secrets can teach new lessons about how the universe works and where humanity fits within it. This discovery may inspire future missions and telescopes designed to explore deeper and learn more about these mysterious phenomena. It shows the importance of continuing to look up, to explore, and to question everything. The James Webb Space Telescope was built to answer questions, but instead, it has uncovered one of the biggest mysteries of our time. This single discovery has shown scientists and dreamers alike that space is not empty or silent. It is alive with wonders that are still waiting to be seen. Even with all the tools and knowledge, space remains a vast book filled with pages that have never been turned. What the telescope found could be a clue to something bigger, maybe a new chapter in science, maybe a step closer to the truth about what lies beyond the stars. For now, the strange object floats alone, far beyond reach, quietly defying everything known, and it may take years to fully understand. What do you think? If the universe is showing us something that breaks all the rules, what else could be out there waiting to be discovered? Let us know in the comments section. We hope you enjoyed watching this video. Remember to like, share it, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.